Socrates once said, "I know that I am intelligent because I know that I know nothing, and the only true wisdom is in knowing you know nothing." This is the Producers Lounge podcast, the best podcast online for tips and tricks on producing great film, television, and web content. Welcome back for Season 3, Episode 13, hosted and produced by greaterandgrander.com. On this week's episode, we're chatting with Dan Kaplow, who has produced TV series, miniseries, independent feature films, and TV movies, including United States of Tara, Haunting of Hill House, The Larry Sanders Show, Sex and the City, The Sopranos, Arliss, and Hello Ladies, which he was nominated for an Emmy. We discuss growing up being inspired by Steven Spielberg, and then working with your childhood heroes, and also unconventional requests from Dick Clark. We also talk about his unique experience growing up as the son of the conductor of the New York City Ballet, and about learning how to listen and focus on family made him a better producer. Also, I have some big exciting news for all of our listeners. This is the cycle finale for Season 3A. For those who don't know, we record and publish about 13 episodes at a time called a cycle, and there are 2 cycles in a season. This allows us to take some time in between cycles so we can prep the next batch and deliver high-quality, high-benefit episodes for you. We're going to take some time off, but don't be discouraged, because between now and Cycle 3B, we are releasing the newly remastered versions of Season 1 on our YouTube channel. That's right, better audio, better quality, and a better listening experience for you on our YouTube at Greater Grander. So, for the next 26 weeks, please go to our YouTube channel and check out the exciting new audio from the Producers Lounge Season 1 at Greater Grander. With all that out of the way, here now is my conversation with Dan Kaplow. How's your week going?
It's going well.
Oh.
Yeah. Just enjoying a little bit of the June gloom before the heat gets here.
Oh, God, yeah. I'm not looking forward to June, July,
Oh, yeah.
August.
I got to fly to Tampa later this week, and it's like 95 there and hot and humid.
Jeez.
Yeah. So it's going to be it's a rough one.
I imagine, because you got, it's a Big Cigar coming out pretty soon.
It's out. It's actually out.
Oh, it is out?
Yeah, so the Big Cigar came out last Friday, and they released the first 2 episodes.
Right.
And then, Sunday? 2 days ago, they released another, and they're going to release them weekly.
Yeah.
And we did 6 episodes of the Big Cigar. It's really good. You should watch it.
I will.
Yeah.
And it's on Apple TV.
It's on Apple, yeah. I mean, that's quite the story. We can go into that if you want to.
I'd love to, yeah.
Yeah, my career has been, I've had a very interesting career. And worked with a lot of really great people, so.
Yeah. So let me ask, where'd you grow up?
Are we live? Are we going?
We're going, yeah.
Oh, we're going, okay.
Yeah.
I'm from Philadelphia, and, my parents were both musicians. My dad was a conductor of the New York City Ballet. So I grew up in the music world my whole life. Like Pavarotti would come over, and Brishnikov, and all these kinds of people. My mom was a violin teacher, and I was a musician. I played the drums and the piano. And so music has a real important part in my career and in my life.
Interesting.
How are you?
Hey.
Good.
We're good.
Taking a look at the menu yet?
I've been here a few times. Did you order?
Not yet. I was going to wait for you.
I'm great. Go for it.
Okay,
I'm
ready?
going to have the Caesar salad.
Okay.
If I don't know if they come on there, but no onions, no tomatoes.
Okay, the chicken Caesar salad?
Chicken Caesar salad, yes.
Could I have the? I just want a cheeseburger
Okay.
with
Perfect.
Swiss cheese, medium.
Comes with lettuce and tomato.
I'll have a tomato on there.
Okay, just no lettuce.
Yeah, no, they don't put any sauce on there, do they? Just maybe some ketchup on the side.
Ketchup right there.
That's great.
French
Yeah.
fries?
Can I have
Green salad.
Could I have mashed potatoes?
Mashed potatoes?
Yeah, that'd be great. Thanks so much.
Awesome. I'll take some bread and butter for you too as well.
I don't need any bread and butter. Do you need any?
I'm good.
Okay. Thanks so much. Yeah. So.
Okay, you can't just drop on there Pavarotti came over when I was...
Yeah, so I grew up in the professional ballet, opera, classical music world. And, these people would come over to the house and, have conversations with my dad, and my dad conducted them all. And,
Wow.
but how many times can a kid see the Nutcracker? I've seen it maybe 300 times.
Fair enough.
But music, like classical music, I love classical music to this day, and I love being involved in the scores of the movies I do and the soundtracks of the TV series, and I love going to scoring sessions. That's always really fun.
Yeah.
So, Philadelphia is it's a very family-oriented place. And
was it in the city or the
I
Philadelphia?
grew out in the suburbs. I went to a place called Lower Merion High School.
Oh, nice.
Where Kobe Bryant went.
Oh, wow.
But 25 years too late. And so I grew up there, and then I went to school in New York, in Syracuse.
Okay. If we could take a step back,
Yeah.
I'm curious. So when did you decide? Did you decide early on when you were still doing drumming that you wanted to get into entertainment, or?
I loved movies as a kid. Movies like I grew up on The Wizard of Oz. The Ten Commandments would be on every year. We'd all sit around the television and watch. I loved horror movies in the late 70s and some of the great blockbusters of the 80s. And we can get into sort of my influence and why I came to California. It's really down to one person, Steven Spielberg.
Really?
His movies, I was just so moved by his movies, especially Close Encounters of the Third Kind and E.T. and Jaws, some of his earlier films. That's the reason I decided I wanted to do something in show business. I had no idea what that would be.
Yeah.
And I saw them making Rocky in Philly when I was a kid, and I'm like, oh my God, it looks so cool. What's that? And I really had no idea what it was about.
Yeah.
And I didn't know what I was going to do as a kid. So, yeah.
I have to say, that's so weird because I think a lot of people in our generation got into film because of Spielberg. Just having that massive influence on a generation of filmmakers.
Yeah. We'll get into my Steven Spielberg stories, but I just love the movies.
Yeah.
And I saw Alien, and I almost threw up. I was with my parents, and I'm like, I was in the movie. When you lose yourself in a theater, you forget everyone's around you, you're in the movie, which rarely happens these days, unfortunately, for me. I wish it happened more.
Yeah.
But I just wanted to, do something. And I'm like, okay, I got to go to New York or LA. And I didn't know anybody in the business. I didn't know anybody. So I went to Syracuse
Yeah.
and studied film and television. Didn't really learn anything, to be honest.
So I guess there aren't any professors at Syracuse you want to...
Oh, there's great professors. Professor Mullen and Stephen Bry and some great professors there. And it's not their fault. It's a curriculum problem, and I've spoken to them about it.
Oh,
and because it's not practical or real world. They don't tell you how to deal with the psychological issues of making a movie that I would have to deal with as a producer, that I had to learn along the way.
Yeah.
And I'll get into some good examples of that as well.
Yeah.
But so I went to Syracuse 4 years. My last day, my girlfriend and I at the time got in my car, drove west to California.
Whoa.
During my senior year, and let me know if I go too fast or you want to go back to something that you hear.
But you're doing great.
Okay. So my senior year, I was selected. They picked like the 10 best students to go to California and meet industry people.
Oh.
And so I went, and I met Dick Clark.
Uh-huh.
I met Billy Crystal. I met some of my favorite directors.
And this was through a Syracuse?
This was a Syracuse program.
Wow.
And I remember sitting with Dick Clark. It was a group of us, and he's like, he said to me, Dan, if you ever come out here, you can call me, and maybe I'll see if I can help you.
So what did you say to impress him? Because coming from Dick Clark, that's a huge...
He was trying to help Syracuse people, as an alumni. He was an alumni of my school. These were all alumni.
Yeah.
So literally my first phone call, I moved to LA, was to Dick Clark.
Yeah.
And I got his assistant on the phone, and she said, hold on a second. And there was a conversation going on in the background.
Yeah.
And the assistant goes, can you be here at 4 o'clock? Yeah, of course.
Uh-huh.
Drove to Burbank,
Yeah.
to Dick Clark's office on Alameda Avenue. Walk in there, I was nervous as shit. And he sits me down, and we talk for 3 minutes. He's like, wash my car, I'll give you $40. 4 o'clock. No, he said, I'm sorry. He said, do you have a change of clothes in your car? And I said, because I was wearing a suit.
Yeah.
And I said, I have a pair of shorts. He's like, okay, wash my car, I'll give you $40. I'm like, great. I walked outside.
Uh-huh.
Went to his Jaguar, beautiful white Jaguar. I scrubbed that Jaguar for 3 hours. You can't believe how clean that car was. 3 hours, 7 o'clock,
Yeah.
walk back in,
Uh-huh.
walk back to his office, and he said, I just want to make sure you wouldn't complain or you're willing to
Yeah.
your game to do stuff.
Yeah.
He's like, you're now the assistant talent coordinator on American Bandstand.
Wow.
Report to this guy, Jeff Kopp, this other guy. And that was literally my first job in LA.
That's a hell of a litmus test.
It's a great one.
Yeah.
And the Syracuse newspapers heard about this story. They wrote about me, and then when Dick Clark died, they called and interviewed me because it's such a funny little story about how willing he was to help someone.
Yeah.
And so I'm friends with his wife and his son.
Oh wow.
And you know, I was actually at their house a couple months ago. The family dedicated a building in LA in his honor, and so that's a nice relationship. But really, I came to LA to all I wanted to do was like meet Steven Spielberg. That was my goal. I just want to meet Steven Spielberg. And I did. I actually became his producing partner on 3 different projects. So we produced 3 shows together. One is The Haunting of Hill House, which was on Netflix. The other was a series on ABC called Carpoolers.
Okay.
Then I did a series with him called The United States of Terror.
I've seen that.
With Toni Collette.
Great series.
Yeah, and you know, he created that show, and he was in every meeting, and you know, the people at Amblin and DreamWorks were instrumental in helping me, and but that was later. I digress.
Yeah, I didn't actually know that you were on American Bandstand because the first credit on your IMDb is Vietnam War Story. So was that?
I did a lot of things my first year. I did basically every job imaginable. I did, and so Vietnam War Stories was funny because, you know, HBO at the time was just new company, and it was trying to do original programming. And there was a lot of great stars later that were in Vietnam War Stories, and I met some of the executives, became friends with them. They all saw how hard I was working, and they wanted to hire me for things. And at the same time, I had met a woman who was a Playboy Playmate of the Year, and who wanted to be an actress. And I'm like, all right, well, I want to be a producer. I don't know how to produce. I'm just, you know, I'm on the set of Vietnam War Stories, you know, as a PA. Let's figure out a way to work together. So we used to go to parties, and she would smooze people, and I would go in and ask for money. And we raised $100,000. Whoa! And I made my first movie, made her the star of the movie. It's called Almost Hollywood, which you can get today. And
this was 89.
Yeah, this is 1990.
Yeah.
So that was my first movie. HBO saw that movie and said, hey, do you want to be an executive at our company? I mean, you just produced a movie. And I said, well, I kind of want to make movies.
Okay, we do need to take a step back and talk about the timeline, because generally when we go over stories like this, I find there's a lot of like, you know, people hear these stories.
Yeah, that's true. This is a very true story.
And 2 weeks later.
No, this has happened over the course of the first 2 years.
2 years, got it. So
and I was doing commercials. I was doing PAing. I was assistant directing. I did boom. I did everything.
Yeah, and that's something that I'm very grateful that had, like, my film schools. They were very clear, like...
Where'd you go to school?
I went to Chapman for 2 years.
Okay.
And then I transferred into USC.
Oh, so are you an LA boy?
I grew up in Connecticut.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
When did you move out here?
I came out here for, film school in 2001.
Okay.
And then graduated in 2005 and never left.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Nice. Yeah, so I did every job imaginable, and I'm like, I want to be a producer, and Indy and I made a movie. And I made another movie at the time called Cityscrapes. And then HBO saw the movie and said, do you want to be an executive? Same people that I had met when I was doing Vietnam War Stories.
Right.
Because it's just, you know, networking and meeting people.
Yeah.
And I said, I have no idea what that means, being an executive. Yeah. And they said to me, wear your suit and go to the show and pretend like you smell shit, but you never find it. So I'd walk around in my suit with like my nose turned up, talking to producers and executives and actors, and I'm like shaking my head like something's wrong, and then I'd walk away. And they're like, what's going on? And so I was in charge of Larry Sanders, Tracy Ullman, Oz, Mr. Show, all these great shows from, you know, the 90s.
I grew up watching those shows, yeah.
Yeah. So this is, you know, 94, now we're into 95. And HBO, the president, Chris Albrecht, pulled me in his office, and he's like, you're doing a good job. I want to send you to New York and set up these 2 pilots. We need you to go to New York with this guy, Darren Star, and this other guy, David Chase. And so one of them was The Sopranos, and the other was Sex and the City. So I set up both of those shows in New York City with both of those guys.
Okay, let's talk about the devil's in the details.
Yeah.
What is setting up a show as an HBO executive?
So I read the scripts, and I'm like, oh, this is kind of funny, Sex and the City. And this is kind of serious, with some humor, The Sopranos. And
Yeah.
I met with the executives, and we go to New York, and we find a place to film. We hire the crew. We didn't have all the actors on Sex and the City at the time. I think we had Sarah Jessica Parker wasn't even on the show at the time.
Oh, wow.
It was another woman who I had to fire, and I remember that day very clearly. Because Chris Albrecht wanted a movie star. It was the first time HBO was doing something large. They wanted a movie star, and Sarah Jessica Parker kept saying, "No, I'm not. I'm not going to do TV."
Yeah.
And so they had to come up with this idea. Oh, it's not TV. It's HBO. It's different.
Yeah.
It's like movie quality, but it's HBO, and no one really knew what that was back then. So yeah, and then we made the pilot of both of those shows, and
Can I ask something?
yeah.
Because I remember I was a huge fan of that show when I was younger.
Which one? Sex and the City?
Sex and the City.
Yeah, it's a great one.
And I remember Sarah Jessica Parker doing press, and she had talked about how she was hesitant to do it.
Yeah.
And I think one of her concerns was that she would get locked into a 5-year deal on a TV show that wouldn't go anywhere.
That's true, and Chris Albrecht in his genius said, if you don't want to do it, you don't have to do it after a couple of years. But she wouldn't do it. And literally 5 days before camera, Chris Albrecht called Richard Huvane at CAA.
Yeah.
She said, yeah, I'll do it. And so we had to fire Lisa Edelstein. She was on House
Yeah.
at the time, so she did well later, but we had to fire her. She had already been to New York, and so that was that. And the show became what it became. Same thing with The Sopranos. Then we did season 1, and I said to HBO, I've been here 3 years. I don't want to be an executive anymore. I want to produce a show. And they said, well, you just fired the producer of Sex and the City. You can have that show if you want. Or you can do the show in LA, a sports show called Arliss, where you meet, sports celebrities, and, Robert Wool was the lead, and it was a really fun show, and you don't have to leave LA. And I'm like, I ain't leaving LA. So, because, we wanted to start having a family, and I was getting married, and I was married at the time. And I didn't want to move to New York. That's the last thing I wanted to do. So I did Arliss for 3 years.
Also love that show.
Yeah, it was a real good show. I really liked it.
I want to assure you, I'm not going to just sit here and after every show you do, I'm just going to say, I loved it, I loved it, But no, you
I've done some good shows. Yeah. Yeah.
So what lessons did you find in doing all of those high caliber hit shows for HBO that really found were the most useful lessons in your career at that time?
Well, being executive at a network gave me that side of the fence in terms of how to navigate what they're going through. But basically I was just a glorified executive. I'd go there and I had no power. The producers had all the power, and all they would do is yell at me and say, we need more money, we need hiatus time. Why can't you get us more money? Talk to Chris. And I'm like, I'm trying to get more money. I'm trying to get you guys more hiatuses. I know you're exhausted. I got tired of that, because I wasn't involved creatively.
Yeah.
And I wanted to be involved creatively. I wanted to be in those meetings with the production design and figuring out the show and the script and the writers. And you have to be on the show level to do that. You can't be an executive.
Yeah. It's funny. I heard someone else who will remain nameless, but he said when you're an executive, you're basically in the complaint department.
They just complain to me all the time.
Yeah.
Gary Shanning would complain to me, and all those guys, and Tracy Ullman, and and Bob and Dave, and that's just what it was. That was the job.
Yeah.
To be there and listen and try and help if you could. Sometimes I could help them, get them more money. Then I'm the hero. Then they go, oh, Dan, come by more. So that was fun.
Yeah. And then you jumped on our list.
When I did Arliss for 3 years, which I loved, it was hard. I had a very hard boss on that show, and but I learned a lot of what I do today from that person. Then I just did a whole bunch of pilots, and it was weird because the guy that hired me, my boss, he was getting all the pilots, and then I started getting the interviews for the pilots, and I started getting the jobs, and he wasn't getting all the jobs.
Uh-huh.
And it was really weird, how that transition sort of happened. So then I did a pilot called Carpoolers and met Daryl and Justin at Amblin, and they introduced me to Steven Spielberg. I'm like, oh my God, he's my hero. That's why I'm here.
Well, hold on. I gotta ask about the guy at Arliss, because you said you learned a lot from him, but also he was a really hard boss. How how have been some of the techniques that you found to kind of manage upwards in the industry? Because I personally have found a lot of the more successful people, they learn how to manage upwards. Yeah.
Yeah, you have to be a good listener, and you have to understand. This is the big lesson in production.
Yeah.
That everyone has an issue when they come to set. Whether it's something at home, whether it's money, whether it's family, whether they're tired, everyone has an issue. And so really my job is psychological. It's how do I get this person, or 200 people if I'm doing a show, and 25 actors, how do I get them to perform at the highest possible level, knowing that they have an issue? And the way you do that is you listen.
Yeah.
You talk to them. You try and become friends with as many people as possible. Let them know that, and it's not fake, it's real. Like, I'm trying to, these people become your family.
Yeah.
You work with them for so long and so hard, and the hours are crazy, and the situations is very stressful. You're dealing with a lot of money and stress, and it's difficult.
Yeah.
It's almost ready.
Oh, no problem at all. No problem. Thank you. That was slow mo. Thanks.
That actually reminds me of a story when I worked for Penny Marshall.
Oh, I love Patty. I've worked with her.
Yes.
She's awesome. She did some United States of Terra as a director. What'd you do with Penny?
I was her assistant for about a year and a half.
Oh. Dad, I need a Pepsi. Give me a Pepsi, Dad.
Yeah. Pepsi and Marlboro Reds.
Yeah. Oh my God. I know her brother too, Gary.
Yeah.
I did. Wonderful. We tried to develop a movie together.
With Gary or Penny?
No, with Penny.
Bellstar Friendly.
No, it wasn't that one.
Oh, wasn't that one?
Wait, is it about the soccer game?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that might have been it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh my God. Yeah, she's great. I miss her.
Yeah.
Just talking to her.
Yeah. My favorite story is she would constantly be saying to people in meetings like, "Oh, you gotta learn how to get the actress out of the trailer." And she'd never go beyond that. So I asked her in private one day, like, "Betty, what do you do to get the actress out of the trailer?" And she looked at me and goes, "Whatever it takes. Lie, beg, whatever it takes."
That's hilarious. Oh my God. I've had those situations.
Yeah.
I usually just say, that's cool. You can stay in here. We're just not going to have time for your close up. No problem.
That's brilliant.
Yeah,
That's
burger. Burger, yeah.
Understand?
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Nice. What'd you get?
Just a Caesar salad.
Oh, okay.
I'm supposed to be eating healthier.
Oh, okay. Yeah, so did Carpoolers. I got picked up to series. And I got to meet Steven, which was amazing. I don't remember what did I do after? I just did a bunch of pilots and other shows. I mean, I bounced around producing shows, and I really just wanted to do movies. And I got stuck in that network television thing. And I did a project called The Mindy Project.
With Mindy Taylor.
And it was a very difficult situation. I got fired after that was over. They wouldn't let me do the series.
Oh, wow.
Because we went over budget by like $75,000,
Wow.
which is nothing.
No.
Nothing. And the reason I got fired is because they told me this. The network wanted to send a message to Mindy. You can't have everything like you got on the pilot. We're going to control you, and we're not going to let you have your producer.
Right.
So Mindy said, she was very upset. And she heard I was up for this other thing called Hello Ladies with Stephen Merchant. And she called Stephen. She's like, you got to hire this guy. He's like literally the best. Takes care of you, cares about the writing. And I did Hello Ladies, which worked out really great. I got an Emmy nomination for that.
Congratulations.
Thanks.
Awesome.
And I did United States of Terra, which literally I got the greatest 5 words in show business. You know what the greatest 5 words in show business are?
What?
Please hold for Steven Spielberg. Yeah.
I've heard on another episode. Are you the hipster?
Yeah. When you see her, just ketchup's out.
Oh.
What'd you hear?
Well, I interviewed one of the writer-producers on Maniac,
Oh, okay.
and which was also produced by Steven. And it said that Steven was always very diligent was very involved and very diligent.
Very involved
Yeah.
in every meeting. And so smart. Like he had a lot of good ideas in the script phase when we'd have script meetings. And I got to ask him my Coast and Clowners questions. And who did that one with him? I did The Haunting of Hill House. Coincidentally, the guys that directed Carpoolers, my first television series, the Russo brothers.
Oh yeah, those guys. What
Those guys.
When these things?
So I've been friends with them for a long time. And I was in Toronto doing a show called Dare Me, which I really liked. And I got a call from Joe Russo, like, hey man, what you doing? About this little movie. And I'm like, tell me when and where. And he's like, well, we want you to just come to LA. We have to come to LA for a couple weekends, like from Toronto, back and forth for 5 weekends. And because that's when we'll do the prep and some talking about the movie and get everyone to know you. And the movie was Cherry with Tom Holland. And we scouted all over the world. I went to Saudi Arabia, went to Morocco. We shot all over the place. And we shot the movie in Cleveland, Ohio.
Wow.
And so that was fun. That was a good movie. Came out right after the pandemic.
Well, you mentioned earlier about, partnering those people. One would do the schmoozing and you would ask for the money. And it sounds like a recurring theme through a lot of your career has been going back, asking for more money, whether it's $75,000 on the Nindy project or other projects. So how do you ask someone for money?
Be straight up. Say, this is what we need. The studios trust me. They know I know what I'm talking about. And if they don't want to pay it or they don't want to contribute to the creative in that way, that's okay. They don't have to. Then we have to go back to the drawing board and figure out how to do it cheaper. And sometimes it goes both ways. I've been on both sides of that coin. But, everyone, you have to work together and you have to be collaborative with everybody. And now it's really tough because there is no more money. So you have to figure out how to do it a lot cheaper, a lot faster, and safely. And that's my big thing whenever I'm on a show. Is I'm not going to do anything that's even remotely dangerous.
Agree.
I get yelled at because the director wants, can we light a candle in this scene? I'm like, I really don't want to have live flame.
Yeah, that's really great because I've known a lot of producers who have pushed the other end. Who have been like, oh no, let's just do a simple thing like have an actress walk backwards down, stone steps in the middle of the rain, like ridiculous.
Not happening. Not happening on my watch.
Yeah.
And then, the past few years, I've just been working internationally. In Australia, I did the show called Apples Never Fall. And we shot that in the Gold Coast, near Brisbane.
Right.
And great experience down there.
Can I ask some more about US Terra, just because I am very familiar with that series?
Mhm.
And I'm wondering, what was the day-to-day like on that series? Because if I recall, it was primarily a very contained location in the house. And all these amazing guest stars. You had Eddie Izzard on.
Yeah. It was a great show. I think, if I remember, I think we had a 10-day pattern, which means each episode was 10 days. And I think we were in the studio 6 and on location 4. And Toni Collette's just amazing. She's the show. And Brie Larson was great on that show.
Oh, that's right.
And John Corbett, Rosemary DeWitt, great cast. And we had great directors. This guy, Craig Gillespie. You know Craig?
I don't know, Craig.
He's gone on to, after that, he did I, Tonya. He did, oh my God, he's done so many great movies. Anyway, done some really good movies. Yeah, we got some really good directors on that show. And I got to work with them.
Yeah. And you're basically, from your Flame example, are you playing like kind of a referee type position? Or?
No, we're trying to work together. As a producer, we're sitting down and we're figuring out, with the production designer, with the writers, what's the scope of this scene? What are we trying to tell? What story are we telling? How do we afford it? These are the questions that start to get asked. And takes a lot of time. And, on The Haunting Hill House, I prepped that for 6 months before we even rolled cameras.
Oh my God. And within TV, if you have a 10-day pattern, that means you're in production on A, and then you're in prep on B.
Yeah, you're prepping at the same time.
Yeah.
So what we try to do is film 2 episodes at a time. 20 days or 30 days if it's a 15-day pattern. And gives you some time to breathe and prep properly.
Yeah.
It's all about prep as a producer. Production's actually pretty easy.
Yeah.
Once you get to production, a lot of the decisions have been made. It's just problem solving and troubleshooting and that kind of thing. You know that. You've done this.
I do, but it's always nice to have somebody else say it.
I can't believe you worked with Penny. That's amazing.
Yeah. And actually, I worked at Paramount for a brief period. And they're on the Law Post House. One of the reasons that I know about US Esoteric is we did the cropping and the language masters. We're sending it out all over.
Well, that's cool.
Yeah, so I was working on scheduling that, and I just fell in love with the show. And I just, got it to watch every episode. So, yeah.
That's great. Yeah, it was a really good show, and a lot of people still like that show. And she won the Emmy for it. Yeah, and so
What's your dream project you haven't gotten to do yet?
I have a couple movies in development that, it's always the thing of, can you raise the money? Is the script ready? Can you attach an actor? All these kinds of things. And the industry is so different now since COVID.
Yeah.
And it's just the strikes. We're living in a different production reality currently. And we'll see where it ends up going.
Yeah. You mentioned nobody now has any money. And I've definitely heard that through my contacts. Disney only wants to invest in Toy Story 5. Similar stories with only banking on major brands and streaming rather than providing opportunities like movies of the week that used to be with cable. Instead, it's actually gutting things more and more. So what do you see on the horizon for the film and TV world? And what's going to happen?
It's a great question. I don't think anyone really knows, but people love telling stories.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of stories yet to be told. And I think the studios do have some money. They got really hurt and burned from the strikes.
Yeah.
They lost billions of dollars. A lot of people lost their jobs, and it was a really tough time for a lot of people. And so, and the studios all have shareholders. It's a bottom line business. So I don't know what's going to happen. I think there's going to be a lot more production and an upsurge in physical production in the next couple of years.
Yeah.
I think.
Are you worried about AI?
Doesn't really affect me. Affects my friends. You still need someone that's I used to be the kid. You used to call me the Hollywood kid, and now I'm like the dad. Or the granddad now. You still need that person. Someone who's responsible to make those daily decisions.
Yeah.
A lot can go wrong on a daily basis.
Yeah.
And people get hurt. People could die.
Yeah.
So I take that responsibility very seriously.
Yeah, I agree. As an example, anytime we've had, I produce shoots with firearms on set.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, but I personally verify every single one that they're not loaded, because I know as the producer, I'm going to be the one responsible. It's not going to be the armorer.
No.
It's not going to be the
It
problem.
rests with you.
It's me. Yeah.
Yeah, and luckily I don't use real guns anymore.
Yeah.
We use all the fake ones. And you don't even have to do the muzzle flashes anymore.
No, we don't. I can do that all in another post.
But as you know, mistakes happen
Yes.
and people die. So, can be scary.
Very much.
I don't think AI can replace that kind of decision making.
Yeah.
Maybe it can. I can't believe I've been doing this for so long now. I've been producing 35 years.
What was the biggest challenge in those 35 years that you faced?
Every project's different. Every project has its own complexities and challenges, and so I would say every single project I've ever done has been hard. Sometimes I would think, this project's easy, And then I get into it and like, oh God, it's so hard. I'm just proud of the people I work with, and the actors, and made some pretty good things. I entertained a lot of people. So if I can continue doing that, then that's fine by me, It's great when you get to work with people again.
Yeah.
Or someone that you haven't seen in a while, because I often describe production as funerals. You meet a lot of people, and then you never see 99% of them again. You have to say goodbye. At the end, you have a wrap party, you say goodbye.
Yeah.
You never see them again.
Yeah.
So when you get to see someone again, it's kind of wonderful.
So then, let me ask, if you could go back to Syracuse and give yourself some advice, what, freshly starting out your career, what would it be?
Go to Wall Street. I used to be an idiot with money. Now I'm like, I understand money and budgeting, and I think I'd be really good on Wall Street.
Okay.
Be a lot wealthier than I am today.
And that is Season 3, Episode 13 of the Producers Lounge podcast. Thank you to my guest, Dan Kaplow, for joining us. You can find out more about him by checking out the show notes and subscribing to our YouTube channel at Greater Grander. Our intro and outro music today was Faster Does It by Kevin MacLeod. Our episode still image is by Ricardo Tomas on Greater and Grander. We'd love to hear from you, and you can check out this week's accompanying article on greaterandgrander.com entitled What Brands Can Learn from Great Directors Like Spielberg, Scorsese, and Coppola. Link in the show notes. Again, don't forget we are releasing newly remastered versions of Season 1 on our YouTube channel. If you want better audio, better quality, and a better listening experience, go subscribe to our YouTube at Greater Grander, where we'll be releasing weekly episodes for the next 26 weeks. Again, you can subscribe at Greater Grander. Join us next cycle for more cocktails and questions, and until then, keep producing dreams.